Moon in Scorpio, T-square with Uranus in Taurus and Venus in Aquarius. So the moon slides into Scorpio today on Saturday, and it's going to be in a position where it's like, oh shit, here we go again. Why? Because the moon doesn't really fancy Scorpio, right? Even though it rules water sign Cancer, it doesn't really like to be in Scorpio because here it brings up this level of emotional integrity. And by that I mean, with the moon being in Scorpio, now we're going to be feeling, of course, these deeper passions and desires, but also we are feeling out our boundaries more. Boundaries can be actually a little bit more lower and inhibited, especially considering the fact that the moon is moving towards this major eclipse that we're going to have in Capricorn very soon, very soon, in the next week. So we are going to be reacting and responding to the scorpionic like energy. Like I said, these deeper passions, desires, this deeper psychological nature. And the moon doesn't really want to be there because it doesn't really feel comfortable in these depths. What makes this energy even more intense is the fact that it's going to be opposing Uranus in Taurus. There's some mutual reception here because Uranus doesn't like to be in Taurus. He'd much rather be in Scorpio. The moon doesn't like to be in Scorpio, but I'd much rather be in Taurus. So there's some mutual reception. It's sort of like this energy is like, okay, you have something that I want and I have something that you want. Maybe we could work out a deal. So this deal that's going to be working out with Uranus being in Taurus, this is of course about our value system. This is of course about beauty. This is of course about the way that we manifest. But with Uranus being here, we have to go about this in like a kind of an austere, outside of the box kind of way. It's going to be a little bit different and a little bit weird, this energy. And we had Venus in Aquarius, which is ironically probably the strongest of all these positions with this T-square. Venus has just slipped into Aquarius and it's going to be squaring these energies. Of course, Venus doesn't really fancy being in Scorpio herself, but she does fancy being in Taurus, where Uranus is. So Venus actually kind of gets this. It's almost sort of like Venus and Uranus are kind of almost teaming up on Scorpio. Like they're kind of going undercover in a sense. Because like Uranus is going to work out a deal with Venus to where it's like based off of our passions and our desires and stuff. Of course, Uranus would rather be in Aquarius because that's where it rules. This is going to be, of course, connecting us more with other individuals via social media, through the internet. We're going to be wanting to start new projects with other people. But this is also going to be bringing up, with this moon in Scorpio, boundaries and making sure that we're connecting with the right people. We also have to remember that while the moon is in Scorpio, it is going to conjunct Mars in Scorpio. Get ready for explosive passions that are going to be rising up from the depths of your subconscious. And it's going to have quite a psychological effect on you. I'm not saying in a bad way, but this is definitely going to be rekindling a lot of these timelines that we thought were done. But they're going to be coming up again for us to heal. With Mars being in Scorpio, or Mars rules in Scorpio, or co-rules in Scorpio at the very least, we also have to remember that during this transit, Mars is going to now start to kind of square this Venus energy. Of course, Mars will be in Sagittarius before Venus makes the official square. But now that we have this sort of energy with Mars in Scorpio and Venus in Aquarius, this is sort of like this battle of the sexes kind of energy, where Mars is going to be more focused on their personal gain. Venus is going to be more concerned on the collective. So there's going to be this interesting energy here where we are definitely going to be more concerned about our own desires and wants and passions, but we also have to remember that Scorpio ruling the 8th house is also about inheritances. So we got to be sure, and we got to make sure that we are inheriting the right energy throughout the day. Inheritance is not just something that's just passed down from one generation to the next. We inherit energy every single day of our life. Every single day of our life. So with the moon being here in the natural 8th house, and it's going to, of course, conjunct over to Mars, we're actually going to be inheriting this deeper flame, this deeper spark, if you will. And this is going to allow us to really, we're going to be wanting to express this to the people. We're going to be wanting to bring this to the populace more. But then we have to figure out how in the world do we ground this? How in the world do we manifest this? Because with Uranus being in Taurus, we have to do it in a way that we just probably didn't think about before. So don't really force yourself to try and find out the answers right now. Don't really force yourself to try and figure out how you're going to manifest this reality, how you're going to manifest these deeper wants, these deeper passions, and these deeper needs, because Scorpio does in many ways deal with these deeper psychological needs that we all have, these deeper emotional needs. This is fixed water. So people are going to be definitely very fixed in the way that they feel about things. But Uranus opposing this energy is going to want to kind of break up that fixation. Venus in Aquarius, which is fixed air, is going to want to bring some level of compromise to this fixed emotional nature and energy. As we build up to the new moon solar eclipse in Capricorn, we have some rather intense energies that we're going to be working through. But the good thing is too here is that the moon is going to trine over to the North Node in Cancer and trine over to Neptune. So there's going to be opportunity, of course, to heal a lot of these timelines. You're probably going to be receiving a lot of transmissions from ancestors, and you're going to be inheriting their knowledge, their wisdom, and their power. And then, of course, with the Neptune energy, you have to actually believe that you can do this thing. You have to actually believe that you can inherit this power and that it is yours. That it is yours. We are all artists in this world. You know, energy, they say energy can neither be created nor destroyed, right? It can be neither created nor destroyed. But we are the conduit of this creative force. And through us, the creative force is artist and is able to paint this world in new ways and bring about new inventions and bring about new ideologies and so forth. But this comes down to whether or not we really believe in ourselves and that we can manifest this thing. So this moon in Scorpio, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a little intense with these squaring energies. But, of course, the squaring energies are happening at the beginning of the transit. So at the very least, we kind of get through the worst of this transit in the beginning of it. So by the time that the moon conjuncts over to Mars, it's go time. Moon in Scorpio, square Venus and Aquarius, and oppose Uranus and Taurus. An intense T-square to begin off this transit, but it's definitely going to be rekindling a lot of deep magic and passion within us all. I'll see you all on the next lunar video. Peace.